boy Hennythemoor reporting live from the liquor store. How's everybody doing today, man? And hey, I was just going to do a show today. There've been a bunch of narratives floating around recently, right? They were talking about Dak Prescott not being this and that. They've been talking about Mike McCarthy, not being a good head coach and all kinds of different, foolishness and bad propaganda and false narratives that have been going on. So they've been talking crazy about our team. But, numbers don't lie. And there's actually a couple of milestones that these guys are going to hit this season that's going to put all these narratives to bed, right? Because, men lie, women lie, but numbers do not lie. So, we're going to go over some milestones that this team is set to hit, over the course of the 2023 season. Hey, what's up with you, Miss Green? Thank you for tapping in and showing love. You right. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. So, yeah, man, we're just going to cover a couple things. But, everybody on their way into the liquor store. Hey, Emmanuel Thomas, what's good? Justin Kitchen, what's good with y'all, man? Thank y'all for tapping in and showing love to the channel. Hey, Furio Boy 86. Mike McCarthy's going to lead us to the promised land. I believe that. Matt Leslie, what's up, man? Thank y'all for tapping in and showing love. I see y'all flooding into the liquor store, chopping it up with your boy. I appreciate that. That's real love right there, man. I appreciate y'all. It's a Sunday. It's a Sunday evening. Y'all can be doing anything else in the world, but y'all took time out y'all day to slide in and chop it up with your boy and get a little drunk on a Sunday with your boy, man. Now, it is the Sabbath for a lot of people, but we can have some communal wine. Kick back. We ain't got to be too nefarious on a Sunday, but I am glad that y'all to slid in and tapped in with your boy, man. But rain, sleet, or snow, Monday through Sunday, I'm gonna need y'all to slap the shit out of an Eagles fan. Because if you slap the shit out of an Eagles fan, I will be able to get you, half off on anything in the liquor store. And we got what you need to succeed. And listen, you just want to slap an Eagles fan on general principle any damn way, right? They always running around, swearing up and down that they're the best team in the division, talking crazy, talking reckless. You can slap your Eagles fan, man. Kevin Calloway, what's up with you, man? Thank you for sliding in and showing love. Salute to you. Hey, T Smooth, what's up with you? And you're right, Justin. There's only 8 Sundays till kickoff, man. And we're going to beat the brakes off the Giants. Speaking of beating the brakes off somebody, right, after y'all hit that like button, after y'all hit that share button, I need y'all to also, open your hearts and open your cash apps. And if y'all want to try and get in and win these tickets, win these prizes, hit the cash app, hit the super chats. $10 a pop, and we're going to be doing this all the way to August the 1st. Y'all know the 3 prizes, but if not, I'm going to go over them one more time. First place winner is going to receive a ticket with a seat attached to it to this home game against the Eagles. Second place winner is going to get a ticket to the same game for a standing room area and general admission. And then the third place winner is either going to get this PlayStation 4 or a jersey of their choice. Right? So, that's how we rocking, that's what we doing. If that sounds like something that you want to participate in, shoot your entries to the Cash App, or you can send it through Super Chat or Super Stickers, because we are monetized now, thank the Lord. So, hey, so over it. What's up with you? Eagles are trash. Luck sales. No more lucky Eagles. Tommy Montoya, what's up with you? Yeah, Eagles ain't. Listen, there's not a gap between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. At least if there is a gap, we match up well against them, right? Because we win our heads-to-heads against them more times than not. So, hey, Q-Ball, what's up with you, man? Thank you for sliding in and showing love, my boy. I appreciate you. Salute. So, yeah, man, but without further ado, let's talk about some of these milestones, right? Because, we've had some bad takes recently. We all saw, and we discussed what Joy Taylor said about Dak Prescott not being talented enough to take a team to an NFC Championship game, even though Brock Purdy, who was Mr. Irrelevant, went, even though Jimmy Garoppolo, who was not even considered a top 10 quarterback, went, even though Rex Grossman went, even though, all these average quarterbacks went, but, now all of a sudden, now the question is about a Dallas Cowboys player. Talent is in question, with stupid narratives, team sport, but whatever. Yeah. I actually hit you back, brother. So yeah, you're good. So they got you up to 16. You got your 16 entry, my brother. So salute to you. Michael H, what's up with you, man? Thank you for sliding in. But, it's hard to say, that Dak Prescott is not talented when he is on the verge of hitting this milestone that we're going to talk about. What's up with you, Joe? Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the liquor store, man. Salute to you. Salute. So I want y'all to take a look at this. This is a milestone that Dak Prescott is going to hit. And there's actually 3 different milestones that your quarterback is set up to hit. He'll probably hit it. He'll probably hit this first one, the first game, right? And it's actually 2 separate ones that this first one involves. Dak Prescott, and this is from Brandon Lohr, right? He needs 57 passing yards, right? He only needs 57 passing yards over the course of the first 3 games to become the second player in NFL history to reach 25,000 passing yards and 1,500 rushing yards in their first 100 games. Aaron Rodgers is the only other player in NFL history to reach those 2 milestones within his first 100 games of playing. So let's say this again. Dak Prescott only needs 57 yards over the course of the next 3 games. Of course, he'll probably get that the first game that he plays. Right. If he gets 57 yards passing within his first 3 games of the 2023 season, he is going to tie Aaron Rodgers as the only other NFL quarterback in the history of the NFL. And the NFL has been around for over 100 years. In the history of the NFL to get 25,000 passing yards and 1,500 rushing yards in their first 100 games. And here's one that's not listed I want y'all to know. Dak Prescott will also tie Aaron Rodgers for the 6th fastest player to reach 25,000 passing yards if he gets 57 yards in game 1 against the Giants. So Dak Prescott passed for 57 passing yards against the Giants game 1. He is going to tie Aaron Rodgers' mark of 98 games to get to 25,000 passing yards. And that is good for 6th all time. We know, that Patrick Mahomes is going to obliterate the record. And currently the record is held by Matthew Stafford. It only took him 90 games. But it took, he's on a similar trajectory to somebody like Peyton Manning. It took Peyton Manning 97 games to get to 25,000 yards. It's going to take Dak Prescott 98. So, they right there together. So it's hard for me to believe that Dak Prescott is not a talented quarterback when the kind of trajectory that he is on. He is on a similar career trajectory in terms of yardage, right? Because we know that Aaron Rodgers won some Super Bowls. We know that eventually Peyton Manning won some Super Bowls and won some MVPs and all these different things. But just like pure statistics, pure passing wise, he is on a similar career trajectory as Peyton Manning. He's setting a similar career trajectory as Aaron Rodgers right now. So, it's hard to say that somebody that's putting up these numbers at that clip is not a quote unquote talented enough player to go to an NFC championship game. Right. So that's a milestone to be looking for. And that's just part 1, because you look at the bottom right here. If Dak Prescott is able to get 6 rushing touchdowns, which he has not done since 2018, but they're talking about running the ball more. He will only be the 4th quarterback ever to have 6 rushing touchdowns in at least 4 different seasons. The previous quarterbacks to do it are Cam Newton, Josh Allen, and Otto Graham. So Dak Prescott will be only the 4th quarterback in league history if he's able to get 6 rushing touchdowns. Yeah, that's a very good point. He said Dak has played 7 years and only has 1 losing season. And truthfully, he only ended up playing 5 games that year. So, he probably would have ended up with a winning record had he continued to play. But the defense got better as the year went on. So it would have probably been less need for shootouts. So that was a stupid narrative, Q Ball. That was a stupid narrative. Because remember, it's not about talent. Ryan Leaf was talented. Ryan Leaf was more talented than Tom Brady. He was strong. He was a better athlete. He had a bigger arm. He was a better prospect coming out. But Ryan Leaf could not actually get on the field to produce. Tom Brady got on the field and produced. 6th round pick, went on to become the GOAT. So it's not about talent. Hey, thank you, Miss Regina. I just got that. So I see that you sent that, and they got you 5 raffle entries as well. So I do appreciate your support, and I thank you for the love, Miss Green. That means a lot. Y'all supporting me the way that y'all do keeps me going, and I do appreciate that love. So Miss Green, let me go ahead and add yours in. And remember, I know a lot of y'all say that y'all send and do stuff, just for the love. But you show me love, I show you love back. So I'm at least going to make sure that you get your entries in. So that puts you at 6 entry, Miss Green. So salute to you and thank you for everything. Yo, Triple D, what's up with you, my boy? Thank you for tapping in and showing love. I appreciate that. So it said Jordan needs some D. Y'all wilding. Yeah, but it was a bad take. It's a very bad take because one, Dak Prescott is one of the most winningest regular season quarterbacks since he came into the league. Right now, he's top 10 all time in completion percentage, passer rating, touchdown to interception ratio in league history. Right now, he has a top 25 win percentage. Right now he's on pace. Like I said, he only needs 57 yards to get to 25,000 passing yards. Right, and he's one of the fastest quarterbacks in league history to do that. So these crazy narratives that Dak Prescott, can't produce or, isn't talented enough to get the job done is ludicrous. Because we've seen great quarterbacks like Warren Moon. Warren Moon is a Hall of Fame quarterback that never got out of the divisional round. Warren Moon never got out of the divisional round when he played in the NFL. All those championships and stuff he won was Grey Cups. He won that in Canada. But when he was an NFL quarterback, he never got out of the divisional round. But he's one of the best quarterbacks that ever played the game. One of the best quarterbacks that ever played the game, one of the prettiest spirals on the football. He never got out of the divisional round. Right? And talent was not a question because everybody knew he had the arm, had the athleticism. He was amazing. Like he was a monster on that football field. But he did not have an adequate team around him to get the job done. And then there was some fluky stuff that happened along the way that prevented him from advancing. But we seen great quarterbacks like him never go to a championship game. Said West Coast offered me a ticket, but I don't drive in Dallas. I understand, but we are, the raffle still has a PlayStation 4 and it still has a jersey, for one of the winners. So if you win. If you win and you don't want a ticket, I can make something work for y'all. So I do appreciate y'all for the love and support. Yeah. So, and then you look at guys like Rex Grossman, who was considered a bust. Not only went to an NFC Championship game, went to a Super Bowl. Mark Sanchez went to 2, AFC Championship games, and he was considered a bust. Right, no offense, because he did come and help mentor Dak Prescott during his rookie season. Right, Dan Marino had 1 Super Bowl appearance because he never actually won it. Yeah, he had 1 Super Bowl appearance and never actually won it. Right, so it takes more than just being talented. Because you can be a talented quarterback and not get the job done. There's no correlation between talent. And to sit here and say that Dak Prescott is not talented enough to get to a championship game, when he's putting up, great numbers. Like I said, top 10 in career completion percentage, top 10 in career passer rating, top 10 in touchdown to interception ratio. And that's league history. Not to mention that he's going to pass all the Dallas Cowboys passing records, within the next 3 years if he stays around. Like, he's going to be the Dallas Cowboys all-time leader in passing touchdowns and passing yardage. Right? So you can't say he's not talented. And even if you want to say, he doesn't have the world's biggest arm or he's not the fastest quarterback, he's one of the most productive quarterbacks, and production is more important than actual talent. Yeah, exactly. One appearance, like you said, Wentz, got 1,000 chances just based on his draft position, right? So it's crazy though. It's crazy that narrative even came out of there, especially given the fact of what Dak Prescott has been able to do in the league. If anything, Dak Prescott has forced a pass. He was a 4th round pick. He's a 4th round pick. Putting up all time passing numbers. Like, you have gotten more than you could ever hope for from Dak Prescott. Right? He's one of the draft steals of the last decade. So, I hate that narrative is even floating around there. But we'll talk about milestones. So those are 2 milestones for Dak Prescott. Okay. I see. Choctaw, what's up with you, man? Salute to you. So those are 2 milestones for Dak Prescott. Really 3. If he gets 57 yards passing in the first game of the season, he will tie Aaron Rodgers for the 5th fastest player to get to 25,000 yards. Right? If he gets 57 yards within the first 3 games, he's going to tie Aaron Rodgers as being the only 2 quarterbacks in league history to get 25,000 passing yards and 1,500 rushing yards in their first 100 games. And if he gets 6 rushing touchdowns, over the course of this 17-game season, he's going to become only the 4th quarterback to have 6 rushing touchdowns in at least 4 different seasons. So those are some milestones to look for from Dak Prescott. Obviously, we believe he'll get the 57 passing yards in his first game. Right. Obviously, we believe he'll get 57 passing yards the first game. Like, that's simple. He might be able to get that on one pass, depending on what happens. We expect Brandon Cooks or CeeDee Lamb to catch a bomb at some point. So. And this is the thing. Steve Young did win a championship, but people be forgetting Steve Young was considered a draft bust at first. People forgetting, like, he was not drafted by the 49ers. Steve Young got drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, was god awful, ended up becoming the backup for Joe Montana, and then he's just sat behind Joe Montana, for several years, and then it still took him a couple years after he got the starting job. Yeah, Steve Young got 1 Super Bowl. He got 1 Super Bowl that he actually played in and won. So he won 1 Super Bowl. Yeah, what up with your King G? David tapping in. I forget the season, but he did get that monkey off his back. But it was year 10. That was his 10th year in the league. No, Joe Montana only won 4. So remember, Joe got traded to Kansas City. Joe Montana won 4 Super Bowls. Right, Joe Montana had won 4, and then he got traded to Kansas City so they could give Steve Young the starting job. They won that last championship with Steve Young as the starting quarterback, because if I'm not mistaken, Steve Young was also Super Bowl MVP. Matter of fact, let me pull it up for you. Yeah, Steve Young was Super Bowl MVP. And it was the last Super Bowl that they won, because they beat the Chargers. Yeah, it's a Super Bowl where they beat the Chargers in. He was the starting quarterback. Because remember, because Joe Montana finished his career with the Chiefs. Thank you. Yeah. That's the one. Yo, what's good with you, man? It's too easy. Thank you for tapping in and showing love. Who, Steve Young? He's a little, yeah. Steve Young, and listen, Steve Young got his ass fired, right? And I knew he was gonna get fired when he was talking about Dak Prescott needs to take notes from Cooper Rush. But yeah, Steve. Hey, listen, Steve. People be forgetting Steve Young was one of the best mobile. And I know it's probably because he's white. Like, let's keep it real. When people think about mobile quarterbacks and running quarterbacks, they think about Mike Vick, they think about Cam Newton. Steve Young was one of the best mobile quarterbacks in league history. Like, if I'm not mistaken, he has the second most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback ever. Like, Steve Young was like that, man, as a runner. Like, yeah, Steve Young would take off in a heartbeat. And he was moving out there, man. Like, yeah, Steve Young was the backup quarterback for those first two championships. Steve Young was the backup quarterback. So he ended up getting 2 rings by being a backup for Joe Montana. But Joe Montana won four of the 49ers championships as the starting quarterback. Yeah, so he had won 4 of the top of those championships, and then Steve Young won the last one for him. Yeah, I think Steve Young, could probably be like a coach. I think Steve Young would be a better coach or a mentor for a young quarterback than anything. But I don't believe. I think he was not really suited for the other stuff. But yeah, so let's talk about another milestone, and this one is going to be for your coach. Because remember, apparently Mike McCarthy is a horrible, head coach. Apparently he can't do shit right. Let them tell it. But somehow he's one of the most winningest coaches in league history, and has the opportunity to move up even further this season. So I already got his stuff pulled up. I already got his stuff loaded up. So these are a list of head coach wins, right? I'm going to go ahead and share it to y'all. You see Mike McCarthy. I'm going to pull this down. Y'all should be able to see what I see. There you go. That's big Mike McCarthy right there. So currently, Mike McCarthy, because they even got his picture up in Cowboy Blue. Mike McCarthy has 155 wins as a head coach. That is good for 20th all time. Mike McCarthy has more career wins than Sean Payton, who everybody swear up and down is a superior head coach. He has more wins than Bill Cowher. He has more wins than John Harbaugh. He has more wins than a lot of guys that people put above him. And he has an opportunity to go even further this year, right? So with only 3 wins, Mike McCarthy is going to tie Bud Grant, who was the head coach for the Purple People Eaters back in the day, Minnesota Vikings. He will tie him for 19th all time, right? For 19th all time in career wins with only 3. And with 4, he'll move in sole possession of the 19th spot by passing him completely. While Pete Carroll is still playing, right? So he's still coaching, right? So he can't necessarily catch him, because even if he has more wins than Pete Carroll, Pete, has a couple more wins than him right now. But if Mike McCarthy wins 6 games, he will tie Mike Holmgren, right, for the 17th spot. And if he wins 11 games, Mike McCarthy will move all the way to the 15th spot, right, and tie Paul Brown, who, of course, as you know, well, you might not know, he was a head coach a long time ago. but he used to coach the Bengals and the Browns. So he'll move. So Mike McCarthy with 11 wins this season can move into top 15 of wins all time for a head coach. Right. So that's pretty good for somebody that they say ain't shit. Because I could swear, like every other segment, they like, every other segment they swear up and down that Mike McCarthy is an idiot. He doesn't know what he's doing, but he just keep winning games. Right. It's hard for me to think that Mike McCarthy is not one of the best coaches in the league right now when his numbers say he's one of the best coaches of all time in terms of wins, because he has a championship on his resume. He's had winning seasons with multiple teams. He has playoff wins with multiple teams, right? Because even that is a feat in of itself, right? So be on the lookout. Like and listen, 12 wins is the floor for us. We won 12 games the last couple of years. So, everybody is expecting us to win about 13 games, 14 games. Well, if that is the case, then, Big Mike's going to move into the top 15. Miss Etta Lockhart, what's good? JC, the slid in the back door. What's up with you, my boy? Thank you for coming in and showing love to the liquor store, my brother. I do appreciate that. That's real love. That's real love right there. Sugar Daddy One, what's up with you, my boy? Yeah, so listen, and these are milestones that you do not have to break your back to get. Yeah, the norm for us is 12 wins when we're mostly healthy. So 57. So let's go through these couple things again real quick for the people that are just now sliding in. So these are some key milestones to be looking for, in terms of our players. Dak Prescott, if he gets 57 yards, the first game of the season is going to set two different milestones. He's going to tie Aaron Rodgers for the fifth fastest, player to get to 25,000 passing yards. And he also will become only the second player, along with Aaron Rodgers, to get 25,000 passing yards and 1,500 rushing yards within their first 100 games. Right? So that's all, and that's only going to take 57 passing yards. So show of hands, everybody in the chat box, put, 57 in your chat box if you think Dak Prescott is going to set that record, both those records in the first game against the Giants. So slap a 57 in there. You can put a 5 or 7. You can spell it out. Slap a 57 in the chat box if you believe Dak Prescott is going to, make history. First game against the Giants, who he owns. Right. I would talk about making a Mayor of Philly shirt. I might just need to make a Mayor of New York shirt too for Dak Prescott. Yeah, he's going to get 57 yards in the first quarter. Like, forget the first game. And then if we're being technical, Dak Prescott only needs 57 passing yards in the first 3 games to set the mark that Aaron Rodgers set, for 25,000 passing yards and 1,500 rushing yards. Yeah, 57 in the first quarter. He might get 57 passing yards on the first drive, just to be honest with you. He might get 57 yards passing on the first drive. Yeah, I like the way you spelled that, boys. It's 57. Now you're serious about it, man. 57. All right. And then, because I'm shooting for the stars for Big Mike, because I believe we're going to win at least 12 games. Like that, like Big Mike McCarthy needs 12 wins to move into the top 15 all time for career wins by head coach. So y'all slap 12 in the chat box for me, man. And we're not talking about 12, like the Popo, like say, just put 12 in there. Just slap 12 in the chat box. If you don't want to put 12 in the chat box, you can put 6 plus 6 or something, or 3 times 4, whatever. And listen, I think we'll win more games than 12. I think I had us at 14-3, but he only needs 12 to move to the top 15. There we go. So yeah, that's confidence. That's super confidence in our team, man. That's super confidence in our team. All right, now let's talk about our boy CD Lamb. Because people be forgetting that CD Lamb is like that, man. People be forgetting that CD Lamb is like that for real. So let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something about that boy CD and where he's going to end up ranking among Dallas Cowboys in terms of career receiving yards this season, which is crazy to me. But check this out from my boy CD Lamb. Oh yeah, we're gonna win about 13, 14 games. The CD Lamb finna put up some numbers too. These are the Dallas Cowboys career leaders in receiving yards, of course, right? You look at the top, of course, you see Jason Witten, you see Michael Irvin, Tony Hill, Drew Pearson, Dez Bryant. So he ain't gonna eclipse them people, this season. Right? He ain't gonna eclipse those people this season. But look where CD Lamb is at. CD Lamb currently is at 3,396 yards. Well, Tony Dorsett is only at 3,400. Lance Renzel is only at 3,500. Same thing for Billy Joe Dupree. Jay Novacek only has 3,500 yards with us. T.O. only had 3,500 yards with us. Doug Cosby only has 3,700 yards with us. Even our brother Amari Cooper only had 3,800 yards with us, and that was good enough to be in the top 10, in franchise history. So, what did that tell you? So, with 561 yards, with 561 yards, CD Lamb is going to tie Amari Cooper for ninth in our career receiving yards. Right? So he's going to move into our top 10. Right? And that's with only 500 some odd yards, right? If I'm not mistaken, I said 500 because this CD Lamb. Hold on. 3,396. Oh, wow. Yeah, so with under 600 yards, he's going to move into the top 10 for us. He'll pass Amari Cooper. If he was to get 1,000, I know he's gonna get 1,000 yards, but if he was to get 1,100 yards, he'll pass Miles Austin. Right. So theoretically, CD Lamb has a good chance of being like 8th all time for our career receiving leaders by the time the season is over. Right. So, a matter of fact, we're gonna shoot for the stars because we believe CD Lamb gonna have like 1,300, 1,400 yards receiving this year. Right. So we think CD Lamb gonna have 1,300 yards or 1,400 yards receiving. Right. So let's see how many yards would it take him to pass Frank Clark. So let me do some quick math because I'm interested. 52.14 minus 33.96. Okay. So with 1,818 yards, he can tie Frank Clark, right, for 7th on our team in league history. And with 1,085 yards, he is going to tie Miles Austin. So CD Lamb only needs 1,086 yards to pass Miles Austin for 8th, for our career leader list. That's crazy. That's crazy. He said, I'm impressed Coop is already number 9 in such a short period of time. What does that say about our past wide receivers or how the game has changed to even allow it? It says a lot, actually. And I do like that train of thought. Because remember, Jay Novacek was looked at as one of the best tight ends of his era, and he only had like 3,500 yards receiving for his entire career. So yeah, CeeDee Lamb, man, is going to be a top 10 wide receiver for us all time. By the time the season is over. That's crazy to think about, though. That is super crazy to think about. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, he'll probably have that by week 13. So before the season is over, CeeDee Lamb is going to be in the top 10. Yeah, Triple D said he agreed. So yeah, man. So those are some milestones to be looking forward to. 57 yards by Dak Prescott in the first game. Like, I'm gonna keep repeating it because there's people that keep coming in and out. So I want everybody to know the milestones we're looking forward to. 57 passing yards by Dak in the first game of the season will mean that he tied Aaron Rodgers, for fifth fastest to 25,000 yards. And he will also join him as only the second player in league history to throw for 25,000 yards and rush for 1,500 yards in their first 100 games. Mike McCarthy, with at least 12 wins, moves into the top 15 all time in wins in league history. And then that boy CeeDee Lamb needs 1,086 yards to pass Miles Austin for the 8th most receiving yards in franchise history. And all these are doable, right? And all these are doable. All these are something that's going to happen just naturally. We got a good enough team. We will win 12, 13, 14 games, maybe 15, depending depending on how things fall for us. Dak Prescott, of course, is going to throw for 57 yards in a game. I don't think he's ever been held under 57 yards before. So it's a lock for Dak Prescott, to take that step and, solidify himself, in the 25,000 yard club and everything else. CeeDee Lamb is our number one receiver. He's going to get over 1,000 yards. So all these things are going to just naturally happen over the course of the season, right? And it's going to be just different things. It's going to propel us, man. Like all these different milestones, and they mean a lot to these players, man. And this is the kind of stuff that can help propel a team, going to the postseason, help you feel good about yourself. He said, yeah, he'll pass Dez Bryant eventually. He'll definitely pass Dez Bryant eventually. Of course, he'll need a new contract in order for that to happen. He's not going to pass him, in these next 2 years. But if they give CeeDee Lamb an extension, he's going to easily pass Dez Bryant yardage. The touchdowns are going to be a little bit harder, right? Because Dez Bryant had over 70 touchdowns. So it's going to take him a while to be able to go out there and pass Dez in terms of touchdowns. The Dez had 73 of them. And then look at this catch percentage, and we know, and this is not me to say that CeeDee Lamb is a better wide receiver than Dez Bryant, but CeeDee Lamb is catching almost 70% of the ball thrown his way, and Dez for his career caught only 58.4. Right, so I definitely think that he's going to eventually eclipse Dez Bryant, but it's going to take some time. It's going to take the Dallas Cowboys getting that contract extension worked out. He definitely has earned it. Right, the Giants are not going to hold Dak Prescott to under 57 yards. Like even in Dak Prescott worst games, he's going to top 100 something yards. So I don't feel like any of that is going to be an issue. Yeah, Dez was a monster in the end zone. I said, how long would it? It also depends on It also depends, on how productive they are from a game to game basis. Like if CD Lamb, has multiple 100-yard games, then he'll reach it quicker. What I mean? If he has a 150-yard game like he did last year, right, then it'll come quicker. It just really depends, on a game to game basis. Because technically, right, over the course of a 17 game season, 1,000 yards is only like, let me see, let me do the math. 1,000 divided by So over the course of a 17 game season, 1,000 yards is only 59 yards a game. It's really 58.8 in a lot of numbers, but if you round it up, it's like 59 yards a game to get to 1,000 over the course of a 17 game season. So if you get 100 yards, your first couple of games, you can afford to only have 40 or 60 the next game, right? And you'll still be on a good pace to eclipse 1,000 yards real quickly. I believe that Sugar Daddy won. I believe that, man. But those are just a couple of milestones I wanted us to go over and just mark on our calendars. You know what I'm saying? Like, just as some stuff to keep in the back of our minds. We know, the winning games are the most important thing, but you got to win some games in some style now. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. You got to win some games in style. You got to have some, personal gain in some of this stuff. So, just be on the lookout. 57 yards for Dak Prescott, game 1. Six rushing touchdowns over the course of the season. Mike McCarthy to get 12 wins. CD Lamb to get 1,086 yards. Like, those are just little things to be thinking about, because those are the little milestones that they can reach. Personal milestones that they can reach. Not only helps the team, but helps them as well. $60 yards a game, not as easy as you think. Think about it in terms of staying consistent from game to game. Yeah, of course. Yo, Roster X, what's up with you, my brother? Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the channel, my boy. I appreciate you. I do appreciate you. So, hey, are you just now sliding in, or did you hear, about the milestones we were going over? Brandon Cook, yeah. I definitely can see Brandon Cooks getting 1,000 yards or close to it within the West Coast system. We're still going to run the ball, but we're going to throw the ball at least 30 times. So I would prefer, and listen, because we don't have a proven tight end on this team just yet, I would prefer CD Lamb and Brandon Cooks to get a majority of the balls thrown their way. They're your two best playmakers. We know that they can make plays in the open field. We know that CeeDee Lamb and Cooks are great route runners. They know they got versatility, so you can move them around the field. I expect them to get a lion's share of the targets, and everybody else just gets in where they fits in. So, the two of them, getting 1,000 yards, I can see that very easily. Because you give CeeDee Lamb 10 targets, and you give Brandon Cooks about 9 targets, right? That's 19 targets between them. Or you can do 10 to 10. That's 20 targets. Right, then everybody else just gets what they get. Those other 10 get distributed, as needed. But you definitely want to go into the season trying to get your best playmakers the ball, as soon as humanly possible. All right, so hey, my boy Roster X said he just now slid through the door and he missed some of the milestones. So these are the milestones that can be set this year. If Dak Prescott gets 57 passing yards in the first game of the season against the Giants, he will tie Aaron Rodgers for the 5th fastest player in league history to get to 25,000 yards passing. And if he gets 57 yards passing over the course of the 3 games, right, which is crazy. But if he gets 57 passing yards at any time during the first 3 games, he's going to join Aaron Rodgers as only the second player in league history to get 25,000 yards passing and 1,500 yards rushing within their first 100 career games. If Dak Prescott gets 6 rushing touchdowns over the course of the season, he's going to join Otto Graham and Cam Newton, as the only quarterbacks in league history to have 6 rushing touchdowns in 4 separate seasons. If Mike McCarthy wins 12 games this year, he's going to move in the top 15 all time for career wins amongst coaches, and that's in league history. And if your boy CeeDee Lamb gets 1,086 yards this season, he's going to pass Miles Austin for 8th most passing yards in franchise history. So he'll pass Amari Cooper, he'll pass Miles Austin, he'll pass Jay Novacek, he'll pass all those guys in career passing yards with 1,086 yards this season. So those are just a couple of the milestones that we talked about that are achievable. Of course, if Ezekiel Elliott was still here, there will be more milestones that we could talk about, but he's gone. None of our tight ends have really played, so there's not really a milestone that they can hit. Brandon Cook has never played for us. They're not really a milestone that he can hit. So those are really the ones. Yeah, we about to be statted up, boy. We about to be statted up. And like I said, that's a good morale booster, over the course of a season. And you going out there, you're winning games with a purpose. Guys are hitting these personal goals along the way. I think that can really help your team's morale, going into the postseason. Yeah. And he did it in only 4 seasons. This is just his 4th season. Outside of injury, and everybody knock on wood, but outside of injury, CeeDee Lamb is going to pass Miles Austin this season, and that's crazy. So we're gonna move to Q&A, but before we do that, I will give y'all, the usual raffle updates. I'll be quick with this because I like to get into the Q&A. So I'm gonna give y'all raffle updates about where everybody stands in terms of their odds of winning the tickets, and then we move from there. You said, let's stop saying that bad word. You are correct. That is a horrible word. That's worse than any curse word that we could say. So you're right. We probably need to stop saying that. Because everybody gonna play a full season this year. Everybody will play a full season this year. Everybody will play a full season this year. We are going to manifest that. We're going to pray about it. We're going to make that a reality. Because we're going to speak positivity into the world, and the world will reciprocate our energy. So, Mickey, I know you're out there somewhere, Craven Cowboys. Salute to you and your podcast. Hope all is well. You got 9 entries. So salute to you and thank you for your support. Dwayne Brown has 11 entries. It's too easy. You got 4 of them. Brian Kite, you're still $5 away for getting an entry. Hoodlum has an entry. Sharon Bell has an entry. DC for Life Texas. No, happy belated birthday. I didn't get a chance to tell you happy birthday live yesterday, but happy belated birthday. Pray everything went well, my guy. You got 9 entries. Neil, the serial slapper. That boy got 15 entries. The Lunatic got an entry. Donald Holmes got 4. Taiwan got 3. Crystal got 1. Mike DC4L got 1. Josie Guetes got 2. King G, I seen you in here earlier. You got 3 of them. Michael Atry got 3. Hey, VAA, Roster X, you're still leading the way. You got the best odds of winning the main prize. You got 17 entries, brother. The Big Benny, you got 1. Justin Kitchen has 3. Sugar Daddy, you got 1 entry. Damn Dizzle has an entry. Big Dow got an entry. JJ the Mind got 2. Wonder got 1. Salter got 2. S.A. Richburg, you're up to 16 entries. Mucho Boomin got 2. David Sorrells got 2. Dwayne Morris, you got 2.5. You're $5 away from getting your 3rd. Triple D got an entry. Melvin Brownlee got 4. J Money got 2. Marquetta got 2. Big Tex got 1. Miss Regina Green, you got 6 of them. Choctaw, you got 1 entry. Jose Banks got 2. The Original People got 3. NFZ got 1. Donna Mama got 3. Reggie got 3. Kevin Richards got 2. Matt Leslie got 4. Freight Train got 2. Common Sense, you got 2. Q Dog. Matter of fact, Q Dog, you was in here earlier. No, that was Q Ball. Q Ball was in here earlier. Okay. Q Dog, you got 1.5 entries. You're $5 away from getting your next one. JR has an entry. Vernon Scott has an entry. Desmond Ironman got 2. And last but not least, my brother Michael Lockhart has 1. So that is the standings on the raffle. Y'all got until the 1st of August to get your entries in. You got to the 1st to get it. So hey, if you win, we can arrange that. What's up with you? Hey, this is my boy right there, man. It's not out and tapped in. What's up with you, my guy? Thank you for the love and support, my brother. But yeah, Sugar Daddy won. If you win the raffle, and that's what you decide that you want, I can make that happen. But yeah, everybody, you got until August the 1st to get your raffle entries in. Once August the 1st hit, we're gonna cut it off. Then we'll do the drawing. The very next day on the 2nd. So you got between now and then to get your entries in. So you got a little bit under a month. So the more entries you send, the better chance you have of winning. And since there are 3 prizes, you got pretty good odds of getting something. So again, thank y'all. So let's move into Q&A though. But I do appreciate y'all for the love and support because y'all dope for that. So questions. It does not have to be about milestones. It does not have to be about anything. It is the 9th of July. There ain't nothing going on. We can talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about. So if you got questions, your boy got answers, drop in the chat box. We're gonna rock out for a little bit longer, man. Bet. Just let me know. Like I said, if you win, I'll let you swap out. If that's the prize you win, if you win a ticket and you want a jersey, I'll send you a jersey. Probably bullshit, but let me go and pull up the CBS quarterback tiers. Oh yeah, that was a bullshit tier. So listen, first and foremost, let's see. They got Dak Prescott all the way down here. Let me ask you, how the hell is Daniel Jones in a tier above Dak Prescott? How is Tua in a tier above Dak Prescott? How is Deshaun Watson, after not playing for 2 seasons and then being mediocre last year, above Dak Prescott? How is Russell Wilson, with as bad as he was last year, ahead of Dak Prescott in these tiers? Makes no sense. Really, I'm still stuck on the Justin Fields thing. How the hell is Justin Fields, having done nothing? This is horrible tiers. Matter of fact, they're so bad, I'm not going to speak on them. Josh Allen literally just led the league in turnovers, literally completed under 60% of his passes in the playoffs, and he had just as many passing touchdowns as he did interceptions in the postseason this year. It's hard for people to keep, and I get it. He's athletic, he got a big arm. Man, that boy has not produced. Not like that. Talk to CD and Dak deals and how they affect the cap this year. This is the thing. Neither one of them will affect the cap at all this year because they will be extensions. You know what I'm saying? Like CD Lamb got a year left on that deal. They already picked up his 5th-year option. If he was to sign an extension, the extension would start after the 5th-year option that they already picked up. Dak Prescott, if you give him an extension, it actually lowers your cap hit, right? Because you can push some of the money that you owe him next year, back over the back half of that contract. So you actually lower, it may not even be this year that you get the cap relief, but you definitely lower your cap hit next year by extending Dak Prescott. And then it's not even a matter of you got the money, you got money, all the money in the world. Yeah, he led the league in total turnovers. He had, almost as many interceptions as Dak Prescott, and he had way more fumbles lost. So, he led the entire league in turnovers. They don't talk about it because he's not a Dallas Cowboy. And remember, the media are king makers. The media will prop up whatever player that they like the most. They will give them all the excuses in the world. They will make them untouchable. Like the media, will praise, will praise a player that they like in a loss before they give credit to a player they dislike in a win. Right? Because remember, Dak Prescott actually won a playoff game last year. I know people act like it didn't happen, but Dak Prescott, had probably the best playoff performance in franchise history, against the Buccaneers. But they will give more love to a guy like Justin Herbert, who helped his team lose a 27-point lead in the postseason. Right? So that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. When you're a high draft pick, when you have people, when you have people in your corner, at all these different networks, right? You have people backing you and rooting for you, and you were one of their pre-draft darlings and shit like that. They will let you get away with murder. They will let you get away with murder. So it is what it is. And then think about it with Daniel Jones. He was a first-round pick. I know he does not play like he was a first-round pick, but he was a first-round pick. So, guys like that, if they look anywhere near average, right? Even if they look near average, they will give them a boost. They will give them some love. They will give them a boost, all that other stuff. So y'all wondering where the Daniel Jones love come from. Look at where that boy was drafted. He was a first-round pick. So, that's where this fanfare comes from. I said, I don't remember a year which there was no news coming out of Dallas headquarters. Been very quiet this year. Yeah, they doing right. They doing right. Let's hope it stay quiet, because I want these people, focused on winning games. I don't need them, distracted by contract negotiations. I don't need them distracted by politics or anything. I am glad that everything is quiet on the Western Front so we can just go to war. He definitely should not have been a first-round pick, but once you get drafted in the first round, you got that draft stock on you. They'll look over you being ass for several years. Just like Josh Allen was a very average quarterback to start his career. And then, no. Listen, these people are about as real. These shows are about as real as wrestling. Like, these shows are about as real as wrestling. They know before they come out who's going to be the villain of the episode, who's going to say the bad take, who's going to defend the take, who's going to, push back on it. All this shit is scripted. All that shit is scripted. Them folks don't believe half the stuff they say. They ain't like us. They ain't got a stake in it. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got a stake in it. They there to collect a paycheck. You know what I'm saying? They are paid by a media company, to go out there and get clicks and views whichever way that they can. So, having bad takes, having explosive takes about popular players and popular, franchises gets you clicks and views. Right? Who really cares? You know what I mean? Yes, Joe, I hate to tell you, but wrestling is fake. is fake. I'm sorry you had to find out like this, bro. But hey, it is what it is. At least you ain't find out that Santa Claus wasn't real. But nah, yeah, listen. Nobody else generates the kind of viewership like Dallas Cowboys. Like nobody. So whether they got good stuff to say about us or bad stuff to say about us, you get clicks. The Cowboys' name were attached to something, get clicks. I used to be guilty of too. Bro, I was hurt as hell. I could have sworn. And listen, you know what messed me up when I found out Kane and the Undertaker weren't really brothers. That blew my mind. When I found out the Brothers of Destruction weren't really brothers, I like, man, hold up 1 minute. Yeah, man, like that hurt my heart. And then with the way the social media is now, and they actually talking about storylines and behind the scenes stuff, like they couldn't keep it, they couldn't play like it was real at all. But I remember when Stone Cold went and beat the shit out of Booker T in the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can, like, as a kid, you can tell me that wasn't real. My son wanted to fight, and when the Undertaker took his first L, Joker cried like a baby. He said the NFL is scripted and rigged. Well, hey, if that is the case, I need them to get to the script where the Dallas Cowboys win another Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's scripted and rigged, as long as they rig it in our favor, I don't even give a damn. I do not give a damn. Let us win this time. we will continue to play along. We will continue to play along to let us win this time. And we ain't gonna say nothing. Yeah, right. Go ahead, write the script. In this next script, I need Dak Prescott to win MVP and then win Super Bowl MVP. You know what I'm saying? I need something. I need something heralding to happen for us. I mean, I pray we win this year. Hey, as I don't went out there to the draft. I'm going at SportsCon. I'm planning on going to the preseason games. I'm planning on going to some regular season games to cover this shit. Like, I want this stuff to pay off. I really want this to pay off in a victory for us, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fully vested in this season. I'm fully vested in this team. I would love for us to get over that hump. It's been a long time since we won. So, I do want us to go ahead and get over that hump. Hey, I'm definitely going to the victory parade if we win. Like it's not that, like, Dallas is not that far from where I live, so I'm gonna jump in the car and shoot up that highway. Joe said he's writing a new Dallas Cowboys script. Breaking news: the new Dallas Cowboys script is releasing. Joe is going to have us go 17-0 with Dak Prescott winning the Super Bowl and the MVP. Hey, I would love. Oh, speaking of milestones, I did forget to tell y'all one, and this is about overall passing touchdowns. So I am gonna pull this one up. right, so this is the career leaders for passing touchdowns. As you see, Dak Prescott and Brad Johnson are both tied for 166. So that's tied for 76th in league history. So Dak is in the top 100. But as you can see, if Dak Prescott gets 34 passing touchdowns this year, 34, I'm about to put 34 in the chat box. He's going to move all the way up from 76 to number 49 because he'll pass Phil Simms. So Dak Prescott 34 passing touchdowns, to move into the 200 passing touchdown club. And that will be good, for 49th all time. So he'll move into the top 50 of career passing touchdowns. And then, the following year, he'll have a good opportunity to pass. Damn, that if he has some fairly decent this year, like he's gonna pass a bunch of eventually. Yeah, so let's put 34 in the chat box. Yeah, I listen. I definitely believe that he will. I think he'll have more than 30 than 34. I think that he'll have about 40. I said he'll have about 40 passing touchdowns based on this West Coast system. I said 40. But all he needs is 34 to move into the 200 passing touchdown club. And hey, that's great. That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, y'all, I'm finna go ahead and get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all for taking time out your day to rock with me. I've been over here for over an hour, so I did take the time to get y'all a full show, and I do appreciate y'all for taking time to sit up here and listen to me ramble on about them damn Cowboys. So thank y'all for the support. On the way out, please continue to hit that like button for your boy. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. Please continue to hit that super chat. Continue to hit that. Continue to hit those super stickers. Continue to hit those cash outs, man, to get those raffle entries in before it's too late. Because I really want y'all to take advantage. And remember, even if you don't win this time, we will do more raffles, probably every damn month. I like giving back, so we'll do raffles every month. So thank y'all for the love, the support. Please continue to hit like, share, tell your friends to subscribe. We're at 1,105 people. So, we're going to try to get up to 1,200. So we're going to try to get to a stimulus check. So, hey, God bless. We rocking. He said the league gets more views in blackballing the Dallas Cowboys. Possibly. But, hey, one thing about movies, you gotta eventually flip the script eventually. Like that shit gets boring. So, they'll get more views eventually by the Dallas Cowboys. And listen, we already are the biggest fan base. Imagine if we start back winning and we get all these, casuals and bandwagon ass fans, right? You know how much attention and viewership that would bring us. So, you never know. They might flip the script. So, let's just pray about it. But yeah, man, thank y'all for the support. Thank y'all for the love. And I will get at y'all later on, man. Peace. I'm going to holler at y'all.